If you're interested in seeing how I go from this to this, keep watching. What is up, my riders? And if you are just now stepping into the journey to Jah-Isha, welcome aboard. Today I have some good stuff in store for you guys. Not only am I showing you how I recreated this Thanksgiving inspired look, but I will be catching up with you guys, telling you all about how life has been treating me lately. I will be sharing with you all my experience with burnout, updating you all on my clinical depression. I'll be sharing a journal entry with you guys that is very special to me. So if you have not already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, notification bell, give this video a thumbs up, and let's get right into it.
On this stop to the journey to Jah-Isha.
Whenever I'm doing my makeup, I always like to start with the brows. Recently, I changed the color of my hair and it kind of forced me into learning how to do colored brows. So here you see me just tinting my eyebrows a little bit lighter than the black. Since I am back to blonde, I do want to go ahead and make sure my eyebrows are a little bit lighter than the black now that I know how to do it. So pretty much what I do is I take like the end of a tweezers, like I take the end of my tweezers and I scrape some colors off of my eyeshadow palette, typically like a yellow, orangey, brown, like a dark brown, and I just like squeeze a little bit of lip gloss in it and I mix it really good and it comes out like the perfect shade that I want, and I apply it to my eyebrows like so. Speaking of starting things, I do want to go ahead and give my subscribers a shout out right now before I get into this video too heavy, because guys, I'm about to go in. Okay, so today's subscriber shout out goes out to, thank you so much for being a rider on this journey to Jah-Isha with me. And for your chance to be featured on the next subscriber shout out, go ahead and comment below. Also, if you have not already, please do go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Guys, I have missed you all so very much, but I had to step away, and I feel like I have this conversation over and over and over again. However, my mental health is very important to me, especially because I need to make sure that I'm in a great position to be in a great position for my children to be in a great position. So y'all, I really do just really appreciate you guys riding with me, okay? Let me tell y'all, the burnout is real, especially around this time of year when the year is getting ready to end, a new year is getting ready to begin. You've been going hard all year long. You may find yourself becoming very tired, and it may feel like, oh, I'm just being lazy, oh, I'm just getting in my own way, oh, I can't get anything done, man, do I really want to do this with my life? Like all of the self-doubts and everything. Let me pull up a little definition of burnout for you guys along with some symptoms. So as you can see here, burnout happens to everyone at some point or another. Our lives get busy going here and there, working, helping others, or taking care of our family. Sometimes we get too busy and forget to take a step back and rest. That is when burnout can occur. Burnout is a form of exhaustion caused by constantly feeling swamped. It's a result of excessive and prolonged emotional, physical, and mental stress. In many cases, burnout is related to one's job. Burnout happens when you're overwhelmed, emotionally drained, and unable to keep up with life's incessant demands. As you can see, here are some symptoms of burnout that you may experience physically, mentally, and emotionally. And while I was researching burnout, I did find often that it's related to work. And throughout my life, I've always been doing the most. There were times where I'd be dancing, right after that softball, right after that pageants, like I've always had a lot going on at once, at one point or another in my life. And I've been burnt out before, but never quite like this. And I'm beginning to think that this could be related to my entrepreneurship. Like I've never had to really take what I love and turn it into a source of work or source of income. So that might be why I've experienced burnout the way that I have over the past couple of weeks. And I knew I was burnt out during Vlogtober, and I try to come back, which is the wrong thing to do. But I try to come back, and then I was like, you know what? I just need to stop. I just need to stop. It was one night I had to go to Morgan's softball game, take her to her softball game, and the dinner plans fell through. So I had to go and get takeout. And while I was getting takeout, I completely forgot that I had class. I don't know if I've told you guys before, but I am taking business classes for my photography business, and they are going amazing. Absolutely love the program. It's 6 months. Should be wrapping that up soon. But while I was getting takeout, I had to go on to Zoom, and I still had to come home and bathe the kids and feed them and put them to bed and finish class. It was a lot, and I realized in that moment, like, wow, like, yeah, I have a lot going on, but I have even more going on than I've accounted for. I wasn't sure of the appropriate actions to take because I wasn't sure if I was burnt out or having an episode of depression or PMSing. Like, those lines can easily be blurred. But when I realized all that I had to do in just one night, I had to take a step back and just take a break from all of the things that I could take a break from. And right now, YouTube is on that list, and it pains me to say, because in order to be a successful YouTuber, you have to treat it like a full-time job, and you have to be present and consistent. But guys, like, my business, my photography business, is what I'm doing to feed my children. So that has to come first. And then I had to say no to a lot of things, which is also kind of tricky because I'm always wanting to be a part or to contribute in some way. But sometimes you really have to just say no, even when you can say yes, you know? I started to prioritize my self-care. I realized that I made a poor decision when fall came. I was like, oh yeah, you know, fall is here. I want to switch up my hair color. Bald baddies have more fun. We get to do back and forth all the colors in the rainbow, you know. And I tried to go for a copper brown. No, initially I tried to go for that ginger, you know, that orange ginger that everyone goes to when fall come. And I bought a box dye, and it turned out gender reveal pink, like a very baby pink. And it was given very much it's a girl versus it's fall, y'all. So from there, we had some old copper brown underneath the bathroom sink. So I was like, you know what? I know copper brown looks good on me because I used to do it when I would wear weaves. So I slapped some copper brown on my head. It did not come out even. Some parts was darker than the other, and it was just like a mess. And the worst part about it is when you dye your hair, you can't just dye it. You have to give it some time. So I was just rocking the copper brown. You know, I learned to do colored brows. So in the colored brows definitely helped the hair, and it was giving fall for sure. But I wasn't feeling my most confident self, you know what I'm saying? Which prompted me to give myself a mommy makeover. I told myself I was going to give my hair a break from all the chemicals and let that copper brown grow out, especially because with blonde, right? When your hair grows back, like the black underneath it shows very much, and it just looks sloppy in my opinion. So I did the copper brown to kind of hide the dark underneath that would be growing out, and that baby shower pink or gender reveal pink, excuse me. And it did what it was supposed to do. It gave what it was supposed to give. But when it was time, baby, I was running back to blonde, okay? And I will be here for a minute. I don't plan on changing it anytime soon. So yeah, definitely prioritizing my self-care was a way that I you know, I guess like saw out of that burnout mode. Yeah, and I had to reevaluate as well. I had to reevaluate everything that I was doing, whether it was big or small, because I always say, like, yeah, I'm busy, but I only count the top 5 things that make me busy, you know, and I never really take into account all of the 7,000 little things that pour into those 5 top things and over those 5 top things that make me busy. So, yeah, that was my experience with burnout in a nutshell. Before you begin to beat yourself up, beware of the burnout. Beside that, a lot of great things has happened for me. I know lately I've been posting on YouTube a lot of sad, emotional, depressive things, but that's just been my life. But I do want to highlight all the great things that has happened as well. I got published for the second time this year in a local news journal. The first time, and I'm going to place both of the links in the description box below. If you guys want to check out my stories, go ahead. I invite you. The first time I was featured in an article by Shout Out ATL. And the second time was Voyage Atlanta. And I want to say they're like sister companies, or maybe they transferred over or something. If you know, leave it in the comments below. Either way, that was my second time being published by a local article or journal or whatever you want to call it. So that's a win, and we celebrate big wins just like we celebrate little wins over here. I also, drumroll please, signed the lease for a studio space. Now, this is not my studio space, but I do have the keys. I do pay rent, and my things are stored there. So I have a studio space. It's a step up from my living room and a step down from my own studio space. So let's all anticipate on what is to come next. I'm super excited. I actually took the babies to see the studio space.
I don't know what's the grand surprise.
Okay, so surprise. I'm going to show you guys the studio. And it's really special because I work very hard, right? Mommy's always working, right?
Yeah,
I'm working hard.
Dog. She's always like, Mommy, can I get some ice cream? Mommy, can I get some ice cream? Mommy! What you screaming about? See, just, you know what I'm saying? She's really busy.
It was a very emotional, rewarding experience because I have been grinding so hard. It's exciting for me to show you guys the studio because you remember I used to do all my photo shoots out of our living room.
Yeah.
And now I started having to pay people every time I use their studio, but now I got a studio where I don't have to pay every single time. I just pay rent. And next, guess what's gonna happen next?
What?
I'm gonna have my own studio.
But how are you going to build your own studio?
I don't know, but one day I will. But for now, this is where we are. Like, we moved out of the living room. We moved out of renting every single time. And now we're on our studio. Like, our own rented studio space. It's so exciting, right?
Yeah, and Mommy, it's so exciting for me too because all the fabulous, gorgeous, amazing, cute, perfecto, gorgeous, and amazing, breathtaking, soul
Soul snatching.
magic, miss, eyes-blindedness of beauty pictures you take. I'm so amazed. I'm like, how does my mom take these gorgeous, beautiful, breathtaking, soul-taking, magical, and all that stuff pictures? And how does she get the space to do it that good? And y'all, if you do not see her pictures, I hope she posted it. But if she does post the pictures for y'all to see, it'll be right here.
And sometimes when you're working, it just feels like, oh yeah, I'm working, but you don't really get to see the fruit of your labor until you step back. So being able to wake my children up, get them dressed, pack them in the car, drive them to the studio, hold their little hands and walk them up the stairs, oh, unlock the door with the key, right? And open up the big beautiful space for all of my babies to just like walk in and run around and laugh. We even did some TikToks, and it was, I don't know, it was a thing. It was great. I really, really enjoyed being able to share that moment with my children and show them like, mommy's not ignoring you. You know what I'm saying? She's just grinding and working and doing what I have to do to put us in a situation to where we can live how we want to live. And I know they're really young now. One day they'll definitely understand it. But yeah, that was a major, major win. If you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead. I post a lot of come to work with me, vlog style, mini vlog style reels, so you guys can see the studio space. It's a vibe. I love it there. If it had Wi-Fi, my landlord would have a problem keeping me out. I would live there. But yeah, I got the keys to my studio space. Softball season came to an end. Morgan had a better softball season than she had the previous. We got to a point, we hit a wall, and I was like, if you're not, y'all hear Lulu snort? If you're not willing to put in the work and actually try, I'm gonna pull you out of softball. And she was like, no, mommy, I love softball and I want to keep doing it. So she started to work harder again. And I have to take accountability. I haven't been working with her the way that I could or should be. Y'all already know there's a lot going on. But I do want to make more of a conscious effort moving forward to set aside some time to actually work with her, because my baby is a natural athlete, okay? And the fact that she's actually beginning to enjoy the sport really makes my heart happy, because I played softball from like second grade all the way up until college. I did intramural in college, not college ball, but I did try out and didn't make it. Story for another day. Softball really shaped who I am as a person. It shaped my decision making when it comes to strategizing and just the way that I move, playing one step ahead of the game. And what mother wouldn't want something that was beneficial in who she is for her child? So with that being said, I will definitely be putting Morgan back in softball again. I'll be putting Mina in softball when she gets a little older, and Zeph in baseball. If you watched my last vlog, the one before this, I was talking about my Christmas mini session. And guys, when I tell y'all, I am so happy to inform you all that my Christmas mini session has sold out. Like, y'all don't even understand like what it means to have a sold out Christmas mini session. The very first year I did it, I don't think anyone booked. The second year I did it, only 2 families booked. And when I tell y'all, I spent so much money putting it together, and it really hurt me that I didn't get that money back. I actually lost more than I put in. It was very discouraging, and I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna do the Christmas mini session this year. Forget about it. I'm gonna just try to sell everything I bought last year to make some of my money back. And my mom was like, you have to keep doing it. You have to keep going. You can't give up when it don't work. You have to come at it a different angle, try a different way. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. What do I have to lose? I'm already paying rent in this studio space. I might as well take advantage of it. So I decided to move forward with the session. And my style of photography is shaping, and it's a beautiful thing. And I decided to do a minimalist Christmas mini session, you know, just like one tree on a white backdrop. And the great thing about minimalism and monochromatic, which means like one color tone, the great thing about that is you really get to capture the essence of the moment, the emotions through the facial. And I'm probably speaking a different language to y'all photography talk, but you know, less is more. Less is more, let's just say that. And the booking started off kind of slow, I'm not gonna lie. I got like one client that booked before I even posted my model call pictures. Shout out to her. She really wanted to support me, and that means the world. Yeah, so when booking was going slow, I was like freaking out. I was like, Mom, like, do you think my backdrop is ugly? Like, do you think it's boring? Like, and she actually did say it was boring. She said, no one wants just one boring tree, but she don't get it. It's like an art. You have to have the vision, and you have to trust the artist to understand trust the process. It's just a process you have to be trusted. But yeah, so I was like, you know, should I start giving away stuff for free? Like, what should I do? Like, my marketing strategy was so wise coming into it this year. You know, I put on an outfit, put on some makeup, and I batched all the promo content for my Christmas mini session in like 1 hour. So in that 1 hour, I had enough content to last like a month. And after that was done, I had my model call. My models were amazing. They gave me all the content I needed to carry out my Christmas mini session promo. So yeah, and I didn't even have to give away anything for free. So I'm very excited about that. Follow my business page. I'll be posting some behind the scenes. I wish I can vlog it, but I don't really like vlogging while I'm working because it's hard to do both at the same time. Unless I can find a video person, but I'm not even going to stress myself at this point. Let me spin back. So guys, I'm doing some things, but I cannot forget to give the glory to God. You know what I'm saying? Like, me having faith in my born tree and white backdrop brought me to a sold out Christmas mini session. Me having faith that people will book brought me to a sold out Christmas mini session. Me having faith that God will just make it happen, He'll just provide, brought me to a sold out Christmas mini session. So yeah, let me go ahead and make sure I give all the praise and glory and honor where it's due to my God. Okay, I am so proud. I'm very proud of myself. I am so proud, guys, to announce that I finished group therapy. So I know I made a vlog talking about therapy. I went to the mental health hospital in my local area, whatever, and I got evaluated. I got diagnosed. I told you guys about my diagnosis, and I'll talk about it a little bit later in this video. But you know, I had to undergo outpatient intensive emotional regulation therapy. It was called dialectical behavioral therapy. And it was beneficial, guys. It was very beneficial in helping me to analyze my emotions and how to regulate them, different things I can do to regulate them, to kind of control my A&D a little bit, you know, and actually a lot of it. And I'm so proud that that's over. Like, it was like I don't want to say a course, but it was like a series. I don't know how to say it. It was like 3 parts. And when I first started, I started with like a handful of people, right? And when we finished, it was just me and 2 other ladies left. Like, only me and 2 other ladies stuck it all the way out through the end, got everything we came for, shared our experiences with each other. It was beautiful, guys. I was very proud because people, you know, okay, like, people get on platforms and they say, oh, self-care, oh, mental health, oh, and they don't really walk the talk, you know? And sometimes when I'm having imposter syndrome, even I question myself, like, am I really putting my self-care and mental health as a priority in my life? And the fact that I stuck it out through the end, I was really wanting a party or a reward. And I know that's bad to say, but guys, that's how proud I was. Like, I was very proud of my dedication. All of the therapists complimented me, gave me some praise. But again, like I said, like, praise be to God, like, you know, for putting that desire in me to want to better myself. And I don't know, like, some people just feel defeated and they stay in that defeat. But, you know, I had 3 little reasons to fight for, and I came out swinging, guys. And I still go to one-on-one therapy. I'm not ready to stop that yet, but I do feel myself coming to that point. I just want to make sure I have all the tools that I need. I'm taking my time. I'm not rushing anything. I'm in the right position. And, you know, self-care is not something that you just like, all right, I'm good and stop. It's something that you have to consistently work on forever, you know, for the rest of your life. Not to sound like discouraging, but it's a maintenance thing. You have to maintain yourself and you have to maintain your mental health, and it just is what it is. So before I say, all right, you know, I told my therapist I don't want to use the resource that I don't need, right? Because somewhere out there's another young mom who was like me and desperate need of help. And if I'm sitting here tying up the resources, being selfish, talking about the same thing in circles that I'm not putting any work in behind, that's taken away from someone else. And like, I don't know, I just don't want to be that person, you know? So yeah, I'm so excited about that. Lately I have been working a lot more with my best friend. She is also, I have 2 best friends, let me just say that. Shout out to both of my best friends, Ori and Jalen. Lately I've been working a lot more with my best friend Ori. She's also an entrepreneur. She owns her own mobile bartending business, Boozy Pour ATL. And you know, people seem to kind of be interested in what it's like going to work with your best friend, like when you guys are both entrepreneurs. And I was thinking about like making some vlogs and stuff like that. So if that's something you would want to see, comment down below right after you like this video. Comment below, let me know, and I'll talk with her and we'll, like, you know, do a little something for y'all. But going to work with my best friend has been a blessing. As we all know, good help is hard to find on the regular. So when you're running a business, you need help. You know what I'm saying? And people want to be paid for their time, and sometimes you can barter that, and that's what we do. Like, you know, she helped me, I help her, we both push each other's businesses in the right direction, and it's just really been a blessing. And it's fun. Like, we get to have lunch breaks together, we get distracted together sometimes, but at the end of the day, we both have a bunch of little babies to feed, and we understand the assignment, and we're getting that done. So that's that. I love working with my best friend. And entrepreneurship is lonely, guys. Like, you don't have no co-workers. You can't hit nobody up on instant message and Teams. Like, you're really just out here, like, all alone. So it's great to have a friend who I can work with. Now, I know Lulu, oh my gosh, let me tell you about my dog, y'all. If I lock her out the room, she'll scratch on the door and she won't stop. But when she come in here, she'll be snoring and interrupt my video. Anywho, laundry, guys. Laundry has been, an uphill battle. Shout out to all my mommies, all my daddies, everybody who fight with laundry. I've been trying to figure it out for us, guys. And so far, I've started packing away the laundry straight out the dryer and doing it every single week. Like, I don't care if nothing else happened, I have to do my laundry, or else it's gonna be a mountain for the next 2 to 3 weeks. So yeah, every week I do my laundry, pop it in the washer, pop it in the dryer, take it out the dryer, pop them in the drawers. Well, you know, I started folding my clothes. I'm not gonna lie, I've never been a clothes folder type. I feel like it's a waste of time when you gotta iron. Never really been an ironing type either. But I've been doing better. I've been doing better folding my clothes and putting them away straight out the dryer. So major key, handle that laundry as soon as it's dry. I've been working really hard on having a more consistent prayer life. Just there's real evil and wickedness and demons in this world, guys. And you have to be in a position spiritually to understand how to operate and move in a way that will keep you and your children and your family safe. And I've been figuring that out, just in my Bible more, writing more, praying more, listening to the word more, guarding my eyes and my ears more. I'm not perfect. Let me say that, because every time you start talking about God, people be like, you just said the other day, or you was just twerking, or it's always a dart right back at how you're not perfect. So I'm going to say it before you do. I am not perfect. I don't try to be. I just try to do the best that I can do with the tools that I have. Learned that in therapy. Yeah. And I have a Bible, I have a journal, and I have a pen. I have internet, and I have my hands and my heart. So I use all of those to, develop a better prayer life, and to also, set that foundation in my children, because in a world like the one we live in, they will encounter many things before they even reach our age, and I just want to make sure they have a strong foundation in God. So when they come to their breaking points, or things start happening and they can't understand, they know exactly what's going on and where the glory should be given. So yeah. Depression update. I've been feeling a lot better nowadays. I've eliminated some bad habits out of my lifestyle, and I've implemented better habits, and I've been doing things differently, and I've noticed like a shift in how I've been feeling. Like, I use my cycle to kind of like measure things in my life. So last month, or the month before last, when my cycle was coming, I was super stressed. This is when I was burnt out. I was super stressed. My psoriasis was getting out of control again. That's the hormones with the stress, and I was like emotional. I was like sad. Like, I was literally having a depressive episode, right? But this month, I always track my cycle, and I was tracking my cycle, and I realized like, okay, my cycle's coming up. I should start feeling depressed and anxious. This is what I need to do to get ahead of the game, right? So I made sure all my laundry was together. I made sure all the clothes was picked out. I made sure I was implementing everything I'm learning in therapy. I was just like really preparing myself for my cycle so that I can kind of measure like my depression. I don't know if that's like valid or not, but I had a pretty smooth cycle. My psoriasis was not acting up as bad. It always acts up around my cycle, but it was not acting up as bad. I wasn't as sad and low as I normally was or am. And I don't know. I've been praying on it a lot, and I'm starting to feel like a shift in my heart, guys. And I don't understand, like, people be like, how do you know when your depression is done? I can't answer that. I'm gonna ask my therapist, but I can't answer that for you. But I definitely feel better. Like, it's like a healing thing in my mind. Like, and I hate bringing this up because I feel like I'm always bringing it up, but it's real. When I first got my heart broken, right? I looked up the symptoms of a broken heart, and it did say that a side effect of a broken heart is anxiety and depression. So when I started to become depressed and anxious, I knew exactly what was happening. I went, got my therapy. I was really aggressive with my therapy, really committed to my therapy. Still am to this day. And healing takes a long time, and it looks different in different people. But you have to want it, guys. You really have to want it. And I feel like I'm coming to this point in my healing where the depression is just like fading away. I don't know. Like, I feel like there's always going to be a scar on me from what I experienced, right? But I don't feel like it's gonna be a I'm living in it. Not me. Not me. Some people, they bitter 60 years later. Not me. Like, not me. I'm not trying to be that person. So yeah, I would like to say I'm becoming healed. Like, you know, we'll see. Like, I'll keep praying on it. Like, I don't know, but that's my depression update. Beside that, you know, co-parenting is a big thing in my life now. And over the past couple of weeks, you know, we've had a couple of hiccups, hit some bumps in the road, but I think we do very well with co-parenting. It do get kind of like confusing. It do get kind of frustrating at times, but I don't know, guys. Like, I can't complain. I just appreciate life for what it is so much that when it comes to certain things, I do feel, I'm not gonna lie and say I don't feel no type of way. I definitely feel some type of way, but the hardest thing about it, and I'm gonna be completely real with y'all, I have to fight the feelings of regret. You know, I don't know if you have a baby mom or a baby dad and you know, regret it, but you can't regret it because you love your kids so much, but you regret it because it's like, damn, like, I'm really about to be with this person forever, but you don't regret it because it's like, damn, I could have really been stuck with someone way worse, but you do regret it because it's like, damn, like, you know, it's like a back and forth thing. But co-parenting is going well. I cannot complain. During my break, I actually had to sit with myself and my decisions and hold myself accountable for a lot of things that I did when I wasn't in my right frame of mind, or whatever you want to call it. And you know, it was very tough, and I was just very glad to have my mommy. That brings us to today's journal entry. And let me know if y'all like these journal entries. I'm really a poet, y'all. I just be holding back and trying not to rhyme, so that way if it don't rhyme, can't nobody be like, oh girl, you can't even rhyme. But that could be me getting in my way. But here's today's journal entry, and this one is dedicated to my mother. It goes a little like this, and I want to call it, I didn't make up my bed this morning. Shout out to my mommy. I didn't make up my bed this morning. Last night I slept with my mommy, cuddling my daughter. When I woke up to a bed made, it made me realize how blessed I am. At my age, so many young women yearn to wake up in their mother's beds, and for so many different reasons they can't. I pray that God gives them peace and comfort so strong that they are emotionally soothed and physically satisfied. This weekend was kind of heavy. One of those where you question what you have validated already in yourself. Decisions you know are proper because it settles your intuitions are challenged. Where you have to stand on an already made up mind, even when it's unraveling the strings of your heart. When doing what is right for you feels so wrong. The kind of weekend where your emotions are just so heavy you want to run into your mommy's arms. Then you wake up in your mommy's bed with your child at your leg. You do a great big stretch and you nod your head. I love waking up in my mommy's bed. Yep, so that was that. I love you guys. Thanks for watching this vlog. Here's the final look. And I will see you guys next time.